Good morning, A's fans, Halos fans, or whoever may be watching. I'm Jarrett Smith, the play-by-play announcer for your Fresno Athletics. We are coming into a 4-game series against those California Halos after a dominant win against VSA yesterday for the Athletics, 11-2. Of course, with home field here at Chachansey, A's will be on defense here first. And taking a look around the horn, we got Jared Sawyer on the mound, Luke Shaheen behind the dish, Ethan Wood at first, Gabe Cazares at second, George Smith at shortstop, Luke Navad is at third base, and then moving out to the outfield, we got Mikey Ramirez in left, Luke Ree in center, and Julian Rodriguez playing right field, and Parker Crystal will be hitting DH. So here we go with the top of the first inning and the Halos' first batter, which is going to be Lopez. First pitch of this ball game is popped up in the infield towards Ethan Wood. He's under it. He's got it, and that is quickly one pitch, one out for this ball game. So certainly a very effective start here for the Athletics, and now we are moving to the two-hitter here, Kaczynski for the Halos. First pitch on to him is called strike number one. Second pitch in looks a bit outside, but called strike two. Quickly 0-2 now. 0-2 down in the dirt for ball one. One, two on the way to Kaczynski. He swings through it and he misses at some high heat. That is strikeout, first of the game. And two down here quickly for the Halos. Now batting, number one, Nathan Reed digs into the box now for the Halos, looking to get some sort of action going here early on. First pitch onto him is off speed down the pipe, strike one. Second pitch, did he lay off? Ump says no, he did not. He went around. Quickly 0-2 to him. Two pitch from Sawyer on the way, off speed, down low in the dirt, ball one. One-two pitch is high and inside, and he blasted out to left field. Ramirez on the run back at the wall. He's got it just short of the wall at the warning track. Nice pop there, but all it is a long out, and that is 1-2-3 inning for your Athletics as we go to the bottom of the first with their first ups in this ball game. All right, we're back at the bottom of the first here, and George Smith, the shortstop for the Fresno A's, leading things off here, as he usually does. Yesterday had himself a couple of singles. As a matter of fact, in this leadoff spot of the game for the A's, he had a leadoff single. And on the bump for the Halos is Sliegel. And his first pitch to Smith is outside, ball one. George Smith out of Regis University, one of a few people on the Fresno A's from that university. Second pitch into him is low and inside heat, called strike, 1-1. Third pitch on the way, outside, low, bounces past the catcher, ball two. Two one to Smith is high, two-seam fastball blasted towards the left field foul line and out of play, 2-2. Two low all the way. George knew it, and it is 3-2 now, full count. Payoff pitch with the first batter here for the Athletics. On the way, Smith chops at it, bounces in front of the plate, foul ball. And we'll do it again on 3-2. Pitch on the way, down the pipe, Smith blasts it towards the shortstop, picks it up, throws it over to first base, gets George Smith just in time to get the leadoff batter out. Clean, smooth play by the Halos there to get Smith out, especially since he can run down that base path. But anyways, he's retired, and here comes Luke Ree, the center fielder for the Athletics. First pitch on to Reed, two-seam, looked like on the outside corner, called strike, 0-1. A 1 pitch on the way, off speed, fools Reed, he swings through that one, 0-2. Off-speed pitch, starts outside, finishes way outside, past the catcher. First ball of this at-bat, 1-2. One, two on to Ree. He chops at it, and it is going to bounce foul out of play, just to the right of the first baseman. 1-2 is the count still. Taking a look at Seth Sliegel, the pitcher on the mound. He is from Ventura College. One, two from Sliegel, catches the outside corner. Nice firm two-seamer that rings up Ree on a strikeout. Backwards K for Ree now. 2 down here for the Athletics. And here comes Ethan Wood. Here's another Regis University product. And Wood swings out a pitch that was low. and swings through it. 0-1 to him. Oh, 1 down to him. Starts low, finishes even lower. 1-1 now. Tell you what, Sleagle looks like he has himself a really nice two-seamer from my point of view. Nice tail on it towards the end. Sleagle's 1-1 pitch is called. Strike in the upper outside part of the strike zone. 1-2 is the count to Wood now. Off speed, Wood is out in front of it, but gets a piece of it to foul it off. Count remains 1-2. And good morning, Heidi Crystal. How are you doing? Looking forward to seeing Parker get some ABs here today. In case didn't hear at the beginning of the broadcast, he is DHing for the Athletics. 1-2 count to Wood. Takes all the way down low. 2-2. 2-2 count to Wood. Pitch is on the way. He hammers it, but it is way foul. Wow. If he could have waited a little bit longer on that one, that had potential to get in the splash zone here over in the right field foul pole. But anyways, count will remain 2-2. Pitch on the way, outside all the way. Good eye there from Wood, and it is full count now. So second full count here for this inning for Sleagle in 3 at-bats. Payoff on the way. Wood hammers it out to left field. It's going deep. Left fielder's having trouble tracking it. And it gets over his head at the warning track, and Ethan Wood has himself a stand-up double. And he likes it. A's dugout loves it. And just like that, we got a runner in scoring position for the A's in this inning. All right, with that 2-out double by Ethan Wood, that'll bring up Luke Nevada. Luke out of Franklin Pierce University as he takes ball 1 outside. One-0 pitch on the way to him, and he fouls it down in the dirt towards Parker Crystal in the on-deck circle. 1-1 is the count. One pitch to Nevada is outside, taking ball 2. Two-one, same pitch, back-to-back. It is a two-seamer that misses outside, and that is hitter's count 3-1 to Nevada now. So good opportunity here for the Athletics to at least scratch one run across here in the first inning and take the early lead. 3-1 pitch on the way is down the pipe. Nevada swings through it. Looked like it might have been a changeup because he's out in front of that. Either way, that is the second strike of this at-bat. That is full count now. Third one of this inning. All right, Payoff pitch onto him. Nevada fouls it back behind the announcement booth here. It is 3-2 still. Pitch on the way, Nevada takes outside. Looked like some good placement there by Schlegel, but it just misses that low outside corner. So that is a walk for Nevada, and that is runners on first and second for the Athletics.
Now that is College, the designated hitter, number 34, Parker Crystal.
And here you are, Heidi. Parker Crystal up to bat now for the Athletics with a good opportunity to scratch across some early run support. First pitch is taken outside, ball one. We're taking a look at Parker Crystal. He is from Wabash Valley College. Second pitch to him is two seamers down in the zone, strike one. 1-1 to Parker, taken low, ball two. Looked like a really good pitch that could have gotten a chase out of it, but good discipline from Parker at the plate. Two-one on the way. He hammers it out to the right center field gap. That is going to get down for a base hit. And it's going to be extra base hits for Parker as Ethan Wood comes in to score easily. Also, here comes Nevada. That's going to be a stand-up triple for Parker Crystal. Fantastic piece of hitting, taking the ball where it should have been out to right center field. No doubt about it. Fantastic slap there from Parker. 2 RBIs for him, and it is a 2-0 lead for the Athletics here early in this ball game. All right, with that exciting action there, that will bring up Mikey Ramirez. Hoping to keep the good vibes going here in the first inning with Parker just 90 feet away from scoring. Oh, Schlegel almost spikes one past the catcher, but the catcher makes a really good save with that glove to prevent another run here for the Athletics. Oh, 1 pitch on the way, misses low and outside. Once again, 2-0 now to Mikey. Ramirez out of University of Mary, the second University of Mary product we have seen in this inning, the other one being Luke Reed. 2-0 pitch onto Ramirez. He smacks it down the left field line. Here comes Parker Crystal in to score. And that is RBI single for Mikey Ramirez. Another run comes in to score. 3-0 for the Athletics. A little bit of a conference going on here on the pitcher's mound. Probably just to settle a little bit of nerves here. Don't imagine we'll be seeing a pitching change. Either way, a little delay in the game. But great start for the Athletics here. Good piece of hitting, and this has all happened with 2 outs. Quickly, George Smith, Luke Reed were out, 2 down and 2 batters straight. Ethan Wood smacked a double out to left field over the left fielder's head, and then Luke Navad with a walk to get to first base. So first and second base, Parker Cristall with a fantastic triple out to right center field, and Mikey Ramirez continuing the hitting with a solid single out to left field to cash in Parker Cristall for that third run. So catcher Luke Shaheen up now trying to keep the good times rolling here. He chops one towards the third base side. He scoops it. He throws it over to first. Is he out? Is he safe? Umpire says he's out. So that will be the end of the inning. Nice play there by the third baseman. But not after 3 runs from the Athletics to start out this ball game. Great start for them. And the Halos will be coming up for their second at-bats of this ball game when we come back in the top of the second. All right, back with the top of the second inning. Halos with their second round of at-bats, and the first pitch is strike one into Brandell. Second pitch on the way to him is taken. Strike two, quickly 0-2 now. Oh, 2 pitch is smacked towards the third baseman, Navad. He throws over to Ethan Wood in time for out number 1. They sure call that the hot corner for the reason, folks. And Navad made a good play on that one. Solid throw. Keeps the runner easily. One out here, and pitch is smacked right at me behind home plate. But thankfully we got some netting, and it is 0-1. Hard fastball down in the zone, gets a swing and a miss. 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch, gets a swing and a miss. Nice pitch low and outside, and that is a strikeout for Sawyer. Not batting. Number 35. Pitch hammered on to second base. Cazares throws over to Wood, and that is quickly a 1-2-3 inning for the Athletics, and they are back up to bat, hoping to extend that 3-0 lead. All right, back with the bottom of the second. Gabe Cazares up to bat, leading off the second, or the bottom of the second inning rather, and he takes ball one, hitting in the 8-hole for the Athletics. So Athletics get through the 1 through 7 batters in that first inning. Second pitch, he chases a firm one low, swing and miss, 1-1. Pitch hammered by Cazares down the left field line, way foul near the Halos bullpen, 1-2. One-two pitch to him, hammered over to the third baseman, who makes a throw on the run. It pulls the first baseman off the bag. He can't apply the tag, and Cazares is in there with. We'll have to see how it's scored, either an infield single or an error. I imagine it's going to be a single. Indeed it will be. Infield single for Cazares. So quite opposite of last inning. First two batters went out last inning, but this time we got the leadoff batter on first base. That will bring up Julian Rodriguez for the Athletics. First pitch into him, ball one, taken high. Cazares gets a healthy secondary lead as Rodriguez fouls it back behind the A's dugout. Foul ball. 1 pitch on the way is off speed that catches the corner just barely, and it is 1-2 now to Rodriguez. Quick mention for Rodriguez. He did redshirt this last year. He is out of Metro State University. 1-2 pitch to him, taken for a ball. Casares goes down to second base. He beats out the throw, and that is a stolen base for him and a runner in scoring position for the batter, Rodriguez. And we got some Ric Flair woo coming out of that A's dugout. They like it. And two-seam fastball right down the pipe. Looked like Rodriguez may have been looking for something else. Either way, that's a crooked K for him and the first out of this inning. So with that, we rotate back to the top of the lineup, and it is George Smith batting now for the A's. Last time he was up, he grounded it to shortstop. First pitch of this at-bat is a slider that breaks out way outside, and Smith takes it easily for ball 1. One 0 pitch on the way, two-seamer that misses low and away, 2-0 to Smith. Looking over at Casares real quick. Now coming. Casares is throwing over, or going down to third. They throw down. It beats Casares. That is a caught stealing for him. And just like that, runner is wiped off the base. So Casares caught stealing, and George Smith now up to bat with 2 outs. Not too sure what the call on the pitch was. Think it was a strike, but Casares caught my attention. I was looking down to third. Either way, there's the pitch. That is a called strike to George. All right, count is 3-1 to George Smith. Pitch on the way. He blasts it to left field. It's going over the left fielder's wall. It's out of here. That is a ding-dong for George Smith. Boy, that ball just kept carrying, and he's rounded his way around third. That is the first home run for the Athletics of this young season. Fantastic, George Smith. Have yourself a home run. And it is now 4-0 for those Athletics. All right, after all that excitement, we're going to get to Luke Ree's at bat here. First pitch to him is taken for a strike. Last time up for Ree, he was caught looking on strike 3. Second pitch to him, taken low and outside. That is ball 1. One pitch, swung on and missed. Hard two-seamer that tailed away from the bat. 1-2 now is the count. Pitch on the way, another two-seamer that started outside and couldn't quite come back to the corner. 2-2. Two pitch on the way, fouled straight back on the screen. We'll do it again, count even. 2-2 pitch. Nice off-speed pitch to try and get Ree the chase, but he didn't. He lays off, and it pays off. 3-2. This pitch fouled straight back behind the screen. Was wondering if it was going to hit my pop-up tent, but it went a little bit further than that. Either way, we're going to do it again on 3-2. Pitch on the way. Ree takes it out to right field. Right fielder's under it. He's got it. That is the third out of this inning, but not before the Athletics scratch across another run with 2 outs, as a matter of fact, as George Smith goes yard here at Chick-Chansey Park, blasted into the left field seats, a.k.a. Power Pod Alley here at Chick-Chansey Park. And it is now 4-0 for the Athletics as we move to the top of the third. All right, back with the top of the third with Rodante for the Halos as he takes ball 1 low. And worth noting for Jared Sawyer, that is only the 17th pitch of this ball game for him, and he's in the third inning. Very impressive work so far from him. And the 18th pitch is blasted out to left field in front of Mikey Ramirez. That is the base hit to start off the inning for the Halos. So leadoff single for Rodante. He's at first base. And we move on to Jensen, the catcher. First pitch into him, taken, strike 1. Sawyer giving a couple peeks over to first base. He comes home with the off-speed pitch that misses outside, 1-1. One pitch on the way, some high heat. Actually, might have been a changeup. Either way, it misses up high. 2-1. Off speed, grounded up the middle. Casares flips it over to George Smith. He throws it over to first, and that is a beautiful 4-6-3 double play for the Athletics. That was a work of art. Casares got dirty for that one. Nice flip up to George Smith, and he threw it over quickly to Ethan Wood. Beautiful work of art there for the Athletics, and quickly wiped base runner off the base, and 2 down now for the Halos. This one's hammered out to left field, but I think it's got a little too much height on it. Indeed it does, as Mikey Ramirez is under it, makes the catch. And there we are, folks. There's 3 outs in this inning after a beautiful 4-6-3 double play, and the A's will be going up to bat for the bottom of the third. All right, back with the bottom of the third. A's up to bat, and it is going to be Ethan Wood, who got the scoring started for the Athletics last inning, but won't be doing it this inning, maybe? Holy smokes, he beat that one out, folks. Man, I didn't know that Ethan Wood had that much gas in the tank, but he beat out the first baseman to the bag, and that is an infield single for him. I reckon he heard me talking about how he wasn't going to start things off this inning, and he said, oh yeah, Jarrett, watch this. Either way, leadoff single for him.
Now batting number 12, Luke Navarro.
That brings up the third baseman, Luke Navarro, who takes a high pitch for a strike. Second pitch on the way, low and outside, ball 1-1. Pitch misses outside, 2-1 now. Wood with a healthy secondary lead over there, but stays put, and that is strike 2 to Nevada now. Count even 2-2 to him. Last time he was up, he did walk and ended up scoring on that 2 RBI triple by Parker Cristall, who is in the on-deck circle. 2-2 pitch on the way. Navad hits it with the end of his bat, goes into foul territory. We'll do it again on 2-2. Wood fakes that he's going to steal, but ball gets by the catcher, and now he is going to go down to second easily. Very curious to see if that call out for the runner going messed with the pitcher there, as he yanked it way outside past the catcher. Either way, Wood is at second base now, and it is full count to Navad. Pitch on the way. Navad bounces it over to the third baseman. He's going to throw it over to first base, and that is an out. First out of this inning. Wood does not advance on that ground ball to the third baseman, so it'll be one down with runner at second.
Number 34, Parker Crystal.
A little bit of a conference going on here on the mound. Actually, it's not a conference. It is the end of the day for Schlegel. So he only lasts 2 1/3 innings, and here comes on the new pitcher. It's going to be number 99. I'll get his name for you in a moment when we come back. All right, coming back to you after the pitching change, it is going to be Owen Thomas for the Halos, and it is Parker Crystal batting here, and he takes high and inside, ball 1. And Crystal was the one that got this party going here, as he had a 2 RBI triple in the first inning. 1-0 pitch to him, misses in the same exact spot. 2-0 is the count. Pitch misses inside once more. 3-0 to Parker, and we will wait and see if he has the green light here. Curveball that started up way up high, couldn't come down enough. 4-pitch walk for Parker. So runners at first and second now. Wood's the runner at second. Parker's the runner at first. And here comes Mikey Williams, who also joined the scoring party for the first inning, knocking in an RBI single. First pitch to Ramirez on the way, taken low and inside, ball 1. So far 5 pitches for Owen Thomas, all balls, certainly looking to change that. Curveball that catches the inside corner, strike 1. Thomas likes the pitch, gets in the scent, briefly looks at Wood on the way to the plate. Curveball in the dirt, ball 3. Catcher makes sure that Wood is not going anywhere. He isn't. So the count is now 2-1 to Mikey. Two-one pitch on the way, taken for a strike. Count evens up 2-2. Two pitch on the way, drills Mikey in the helmet. That must not have felt good, and he's lunged over here at home plate. Third base coach coming in to take a peek, but Mikey's going to start slowly walking over to first base. Sure hope he's all right. Briefly chatting with Mikey over at first base to see if he's all right. Waiting to get his AB here is Luke Shaheen, and Gabe Cazares is in the on-deck circle. With that hit by pitch, bases are juiced for the A's, and hoping to scratch across even more runs to make this margin even bigger. Mikey going through a little bit of tests over at first base with a trainer, make sure he's got a good range of motion, knows what's up. Alright, they're stepping away from first base. Mikey Ramirez will remain in this game after that hit by pitch, and it will bring up Luke Shaheen. So great opportunity here for Shaheen as bases are juiced with only one out. Interesting to note, all 4 runs scored by the Athletics have been with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch taken up high in the zone, ball 1 to Shaheen. Last time Shaheen was up, he grounded out over to third base. 1-0 pitch on the way. Shaheen takes it out to left field. It's sending the left fielder back against the wall. He catches it, but all the runners are going to try to move station here. Ethan Wood does come in to score. Parker Cristall over to third, and Mikey Ramirez to second. So, sacrifice fly there for Shaheen. It is 5-0. Very productive out as 1 run scores, and the other 2 runners advance 90 feet.
The second baseman, number 8, Gabe Casares.
First pitch into Casares is off speed, bounces in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher. 1-0. Taking a look at Casares' last at bat. I had it written down as a single, but I do believe it was ruled an error as a throw forced the first baseman to come off the bag, and Casares got in there safely. So he was also caught stealing in the second inning. As that pitch was a strike to him, it is now 1-1. One pitch to him, misses way outside with the off speed. 2-1. Two-one pitch, low in the dirt. Nice little easy pick for the catcher. It is 3-1 now to Casares, with Julian Rodriguez waiting in the on-deck circle. And Casares pops it up way into shallow left field. Shortstop calls off the left fielder. He catches it, and that will do it for this inning. But one more run comes in to score for the Athletics. They've at least scored 1 run in every inning of action so far, and it is 5-0 as we go to the top of the 4th. All right, we're back with the top of the 4th, and the first pitch is a called strike. Second pitch is taken up the middle. That is not caught. Gets through the middle infield. George Smith tried to make the play on that. He couldn't. And that is a single. Start off this inning for the Halos. First pitch of this new at-bat swung on and missed by Kaczynski. And back-to-back repeat, swung on and missed. 0-2 quickly to him. Lopez was the one that had that leadoff single for the Halos. Oh, and 2 pitch way up high and outside. 1-2. Impressive to note for Jared Sawyer. Only 24 pitches through 3 innings of work so far. Very impressive. As he brings the 1-2 home, off speed, tries to clip the outside. Umpire doesn't think so. That is 2-2 now. Two pitch misses up high and outside. Full count now for Kaczynski. And he swings through that one. Might have been a changeup. He was out in front of that one. Either way, that is a strikeout. And out number 1 of this inning. Third strikeout for Sawyer. And coming up now is Reed. Taking a look at Reed, he is from Shawnee State. And first pitch to him is inside for ball 1. Second pitch off speed, gets a swing, fools him, and it is 1-1. Pitch on the way, blasted over to Navad at third base. He throws it over to Casares at second, gets it to Ethan Wood at first, and that is back-to-back double plays in back-to-back innings. Correction. That is double plays in back-to-back innings. Beautiful 5-4-3 right there. And the Athletics once again wipe the bases clean. They are out of this inning, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th with the score still 5-0. All right, we're back with Julian Rodriguez leading things off here in the bottom of the fourth for the A's. He takes ball one for the first pitch of this bottom half of the inning. Second pitch to him is swung on and missed, low in the dirt, 1-1. And fantastic defensive work from the A's in back-to-back innings to wipe the bases clean and get out of the innings with no harm done as Rodriguez swings and misses through that off-speed pitch. 1-2. 1-2 on the way. Another slider that bounces in the dirt this time, and Rodriguez lays off easily. 2-2. Two on the way. Does Rodriguez go? Yes, he does. Couldn't check his swing. Strikeout for him, second one of the day. And that will rotate us to the top of the lineup with George Smith. Curveball that drops just in for a strike at the top of the zone. 0-1 to Smith. He swings through that one quickly. 0-2 to him. Looks like he might have pulled his head on the swing there out in front of it. Taken for a ball. 1-2. Taken low and inside, ball two, count evens up, 2-2. Quickly looking at George Smith's day so far, he grounded out to short in the first inning, but second inning mashed one out to left field for the A's' first home run of this season. 2-2 on the way to him, misses outside, and it goes from 0-2 to 3-2 now. Payoff pitch on the way, misses low and inside with the hard stuff, and George draws a very good walk out of an 0-2 pitch. So Smith is down at first now with one down, and that is going to bring up Luke Reed. Ree is 0 for 2 so far for the day as he takes ball one there. And there goes George Smith. There is no contest on that throw as the catcher had to make a lateral move to block that one. Smith is in there safely with a swipe bag. So 2-0 now to Ree. Smith in scoring position, and Ethan Wood is on deck. Two-0 pitch taken low for ball three. So the control still a bit of an issue for Owen Thomas out there on the bump, hoping to pump in some more strikes for him in the halos. As that is a 4-pitch walk. Ree will get his first bag of the day. And now here comes Ethan Wood with runners on first and second. single and a double for him so far, so that's 2 for 2. And I am not necessarily superstitious, but I am stitious, so I'm not going to say what he's on track to do right now. I'll let you figure that one out at home. Either way, let's see if he can get it done and at least cash in some runs here. Oh, quick double steal going on here. George Smith is going to be in there easily. Throw is late. And with the throw going to third, obviously Luke Reed gets into second quite easily. And that is a successful double steal for the Athletics. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Ethan Wood. Pitch is grounded over to the second baseman. He's going to throw it over to first. He will get Ethan Wood out, but that is a sacrifice ground out to second base that cashes in. George Smith productive out there. Another RBI for Ethan Wood, and it is now 6-0 Athletics. All right, swing and a miss for Nevada. 0-1 is the count to him. Nevada has himself a walk and a ground out to the third baseman. Pitch on the way to Nevada. He swings and misses through that one. Going to the count now to Nevada. Looking to stay alive, but he might do more than staying alive. Oh, just foul. He took that pitch down the third base line and just was foul. That would have cashed in Reed for sure. But either way, he'll come back to the dish with the 0-2 count. Pitch on the way, misses way up high, takes for a ball. Firm one in the middle of the zone, maybe a bit outside. Nevada gets a poke at it, and it goes foul, stays alive. All right, pitch on the way, and he lays off on off-speed pitch that's low and outside. Good discipline from him there. That will make it 2-2 now. Count even, pitch on the way. Nevada fans on a pitch low, and that will end this inning with him striking out. But another run cashes in for the Athletics. They continue their scoring ways in each inning. 3 runs in the first and 1 run in the second, third, and fourth. And they are up big early in this ball game, 6-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. right, top of the fifth now with the Halos up to bat, and it's going to be Brandel to start things up. Last time he was up, grounded out to third base. Pitch is dribbled down the first base line, but it is going to be picked up in foul territory, and so he'll be coming back to the plate. Pitch from Sawyer, grounded over to Navad at third base. He fires it over to first base. Ethan Wood scoops it off the ground. That is out number one of this inning. Nice glove from Navad over at third base, and hard, firm throw to get him out just in time. That is the first out of this inning. Those gloves have been sparkling for the A's so far in this game. As we move on to Olsen batting for the Halos. Pitch misses outside, ball one to him. Second pitch, another ball as well. That'll be 2-0 count to Olsen. Taking a look at Olsen, he is from Vanguard University, typically playing right field as he takes strike one, 2-1. Challenges him inside, and it results well for Sawyer, 2-2. A little bit of action going on in the Halos bullpen. We'll have to see if the pitcher warming up in the bullpen will be coming in the bottom of the fifth, as this pitch is taken out to left field. Mikey Ramirez is under that one easily. He has it, and that is 2 outs for this inning.
Now batting, number 35, Sidney Hoover.
All right, so 2 down now, and Hoover coming up for the Halos, looking to get a little something special going on with 2 outs here. First pitch is taken in the dirt, ball one for Hoover. Second pitch misses up high in the zone, 2-0. Pitch is hammered out to center field, but looks like Luke Reed's going to be under it. He is. Good piece of contact there from Hoover, but it doesn't result in anything, as that is the third out of the inning. And another quick defensive inning for the A's. Their gloves have been sharp out there, helping out their pitcher with a couple nice double plays and just smooth plays in general. So it is 6-0 going to the bottom of the fifth, and the A's are up to bats again. It is going to be Parker Crystal, Mikey Ramirez, and Luke Shaheen when we come back. All right, we're back with the bottom of the 5th inning as Parker Cristall leading things off here, and he takes strike 1. Second pitch of the at-bat to him is ball 1, 1-1. Pitch up in the zone, he takes it as 2-1 to Parker. He is 1 for 1 today with a 2 RBI triple and also a walk. Three and 1 is the count now to Parker. One pitch away from his second walk of the day, but I'm sure he is looking to match one if he can. Well, he started going to first base thinking he had himself a walk, but it is a called strike 2 low in the zone. So count fills up 3 and 2. Three-two pitch on the way. Cristall smacks it into left field in front of the left fielder. That is his second base hit of the day. So a triple, single, and a walk for him. Quite a productive day at the plate. And that is a leadoff single for him, bringing it up Mikey Ramirez. Last time Mikey was up, had a little bit of a scary moment getting doinked in the head by a pitch, but he's okay. He's still in the game and ready to play. Mikey shoots one to the third baseman. It's picked cleanly. We're going over to first base. And the call is out on that one. Heck of a play by the third baseman to get Mikey out. It looked really close, like he might have beaten the throw, but the umpire says no. So that will just be a ground out for Mikey, but a productive one as he gets Parker over to second base in scoring position. And he's thrown back. That was a bit of a wild throw. Parker Cristall's in a rundown now. They are chasing him back towards second base. He slides down to try and duck. Tries to dodge around, and is it out on the tag or out of the base path? Either way, that is an out after a very short pickle, and the bases are wiped clean here. 2 down now in this inning, and Mikey looking to I reckon get on base and get some base runners back on. Pitch is low and inside. Actually, my apologies. That is not Mikey. That is Luke Shaheen at the plate. Second pitch is grounded over to the shortstop. Shaheen's on the move. Throw over from shortstop looks to be safe. It was in the dirt. First baseman could not dig it out. Ball dropped, and Shaheen has got himself on base. Whether it's going to be a single or an error, I am not too sure of at the moment. We'll wait to see what the scorer does out in right field. He is putting up another error for the Halos, so that will be an error charge to the Halos. Either way, Shaheen is on base. And that is smoked down the left field line. That is a base hit for Gabe Casares. Here comes Shaheen over to third base. He's going to slide in there safely. Casares down to second base. And that is a 2-out double for him as the A's now got runners at 2 runners in scoring position, that is, and that'll bring up Julian Rodriguez, looking to get his day going here after 2 strikeouts in 2 at-bats. First pitch to Rodriguez, taken inside for ball one. And sitting on deck is the shortstop, George Smith. That he represents the top of the lineup. The A's have already shown a propensity for scoring with 2 outs today. Can they keep that going here? 1-0 pitch to Rodriguez is chopped over to the shortstop. He scoops it up. He throws it over to first. That is going to be scooped up by the first baseman this time. And that is out of the jam for the Halos. So first inning that the A's do not score in this ball game, but they are still up big, 6-0 on 7 hits and no errors as we rotate to the top of the 6th. All right, we are in the top of the 6th inning now. Here comes the Halos up to bat and a new pitcher for the Athletics. So the book is closed on Jack Sawyer in what was a really strong outing. 5 innings of work, 2 hits, no walks, 3 Ks, and of course a goose egg on the board. Here we go with Rodante, the first baseman, leading things off for the Halos. He does have himself a single today. New pitcher for the A's is Ryan Weller, and his first pitch of this outing is a ball. Second pitch is some heat inside, misses, 2-0. Pitch misses inside, bounces over Shaheen's glove to the backstop. 3-0. Pitch high and outside. That is a quick 4-pitch walk to Rodante, lead off base runner for the Halos as they are looking to claw back into this game. That brings up Jensen here. Only one at bat for him today, 0 for 1 with a 4-6-3 double play when he was batting. And that is the first strike for Weller in his outing here. Second pitch misses inside, 1-1 now. Some hard stuff misses low, 2-1 now the count to Jensen. Weller checking on the runner over at first base. Looked to be a little bit close, but Rodante is safe at first. 2-1 the count, going back to Jensen. Weller has a peek over at first. Comes home and swing and a miss. Strike 2 here. 2-2 now the count to Jensen. Two on the way. Hard stuff located low and inside. He is rung up looking. First strikeout of this outing for Ryan Weller. Nice little rebound there with the second batter after some issue with control here early on. So 1 out now. Rodante still at first base. First pitch here to DeLuca is a ball. Second pitch is low and away. Ball 2-0. And similar story here for DeLuca, only one at bat for him. He flew out to left field in the third inning. Off speed to him, catches the zone. 2-1 is the count. Another off speed, looks to be in a very similar location. Gets a strikeout of that. 2-2 now to DeLuca. Two-two pitch on the way, could not get the inside corner, so that'll fill up the count, 3-2. 3-2 pitch on the way is smoked to George Smith. He flips it over to Casares, over to first base. Is that another double play? Yes, it is. Holy smokes, that is the third double play flipped by the Athletics this game, and this time it is a 6-4-3 double play. Really interesting to see, actually. All three double plays have been different. We had a 4-6-3, 5-4-3, and a 6-4-3. Either way, fantastic gloves out there for the A's today, and they wipe clean the bases. They're done with the top of the sixth inning and coming up to bat in the bottom of the sixth. right, coming back to you in the bottom of the sixth with the first batter of the inning being top of the lineup, George Smith. George is 1 for 2 today with a ground out to short in the first inning, dinger in the second inning, and he walked in the fourth inning. All right, so 1-2 count now to him. And he swings at one that was pretty close to being in the dirt. He is flying down that base path, but it is not enough as the pitcher scoops it up, throws it over to first, and that is out number 1 of this inning.
The center fielder, number 2, Luke Reed.
All right, so with that out, we go to Luke Ree. Ree is 0 for 2 today, but has gotten on base with a walk. First pitch into him is called for a strike. One pitch to him off the end of the bat to the Athletics first base coach. Foul ball. And Ree hits one over to the third baseman who picks it, scoops it, throws it over to the first baseman, and that is an out. There's been some good defensive displays on both sides of the ball today, and that was one right there. Hot corner can be a really tough position to play with how hard those balls are coming at you, but good play from third baseman to get Ree out. So 2 ground outs in this inning, and we go to Ethan Wood now. Wood on the day, 2 for 2, single, double, and a sacrifice ground out with an RBI. First pitch gets back behind the plate. Ball 1 to Wood. 1-0 pitch on the way to Wood, and he hammers this one towering into right field. Does it have enough distance? Right fielder looks to be under it. Another warning track shot for Ethan Wood, and that will be the 3rd out of this inning. So no runs for the A's in the bottom of the 6th inning, but they are still up big, 6-0 as we go to the top of the 7th. All right, back with the top of the 7th inning, and first pitch from Weller is a strike on a swing. Oh, 1 from Weller is spiked way low and outside, goes back to the screen. 1-1 is the count. All right, fouled off the end of the bat. That is strike 2 for this at bat, 1-2. And this is the top of the lineup for the Halos. Pop out to first base and a single for Lopez so far on the day as he chops one to first base. Ethan Wood gets it, however, it's in foul ground, so count remains 1-2. 1-2 count on the way. He pokes his bat out. Well, maybe a little bit of an emergency hack. Either way, it is successful. Goes in the stands, foul ball. 1-2 once again. Once again from Weller. Beautiful slider that gets him swinging and looking like a fool either way. Strikeout there for Ryan Weller. And that is the first out of this inning. First pitch of this new at-bat is a strike for Weller. Looks like he is in a bit of a groove here after a lot of balls thrown in his first inning of work. Time called at the plate by the umpire. Not too sure if that was initiated by the batter, but either way, he digs back in. And we're back at it with 0-1 count here to Kaczynski. That'll be 1-1 now as that pitch misses high and outside. One and one with the hard stuff, misses outside. 2-1 now is count. Kaczynski has struck out swinging both times he's been up today, so 0 for 2 so far. And slider breaks, or curveball breaks in, catches the zone. That is strike 2. 2-2 is the count. Off-speed pitch. It hits the batter. Not too sure if it hit him in the foot or whatever, but either way, that is going to be a hit by pitch for him and a base runner as Kaczynski goes to first. So runner on first, 1 out, bringing up the 3-hole hitter Reed.
Number 1, Adrian Reed.
Fires in a fastball down the pipe, called strike. 0-1, the count to Reed. Reed on the day 0 for 2 with the fly out to left, and he grounded into a double play. Second pitch on the way, misses high. Another pitch looked like a slider. They are appealing down to the infield umpire. He says no swing, so that is a ball, 2-1 to Reed. Fires in a hard one that I reckon misses low. Looks to be a good pitch, but doesn't get the call on that one. It is 3-1 now. So hitters count to Reed now. Weller getting set. Doesn't even look over to first. Fires in the pitch. Off speed, called strike, and he gets back into this at bat, 3-2. So interesting point here. 3 double plays already for the Athletics. Can they get a fourth? As that one is fouled towards the Athletics bullpen into the screen, and we'll do it again on 3-2. Keep an eye out over there at Krasinski on first base rather, to see if he's gonna make a move at all. He stays put at first. Pitch is off speed and misses outside. That is going to be a walk. So back-to-back base runners getting on base for the Halos, and they're showing a little bit of life here late in this ball game. And Coach Ethan is heading out to the mound to have perhaps a talk with Weller, perhaps a pitching change. We will find out shortly. So as the conference goes on the mound, we'll take a look at Brandel, who will be the next batter, with the best situation the Halos have had in a while of getting some runs. And both of his at-bats, it has been a ground out to Nevada at third base. Taking a look down at the A's bullpen, they do have a lefty in. Let's see, yeah. So just a conversation with Weller on the mound to get his nerves settled down. I was curious to see if there was a little bit of stallage going on to make the call to the bullpen right when the umpire was getting out to the mound to break things up, but that is not the case. Weller stays in the game and revisiting the situation. Runners on first and second, 1 out. First pitch of this at-bat is off speed. That is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Brandel. Back-to-back off-speed pitch is called for a strike, and quickly 0-2 now. And you know what this pitcher's count, they got strikeout or double play on their mind for the Athletics. And that pitch, off speed, outside. Good competitive pitch from Weller, but does not get a chase. 1-2. Weller takes a look back at second base runner. He comes to the plate, and it is fouled back right off the advertising board of the second deck, and we'll do it again, 1-2. Long look over at the runner at second, comes home. It's another slider that misses outside, and it is count even, 2-2. And another pitch that misses outside. So from 0-2 to 3-2. This is going to be a very interesting situation, potentially the last batter for Weller, but we will see what transpires here. Pivotal moment for the Halos, pivotal moment for the A's here, potentially, as he looks off the runner a couple times at second base, and it's another one that misses outside. That is ball 4. To Brandel, he goes to first. Reed goes to second. Krasinski goes to third. That is bases juiced for the first time for the Halos in this matchup, and this is going to be the end of the day for Ryan Weller. Weller had himself a good first inning of work. He did walk the leadoff batter he faced, but then backwards K and a double play to get out of that one. Started out this inning well with a strikeout swinging, but back-to-back walk, hit by pitch, walk, and that leads to bases loaded and his day done. So interesting situation here, as the A's have been controlling this game with consistent run scoring in the first half of this game, but Halos are threatening to get back into this one. And we'll be back after the warm-ups. All right, we're back from the warm-up. The new pitcher is lefty Dylan Whiteman, as he is going to try and get the A's out of this jam. First pitch from him is mashed into left field. That is a base hit. That is the first runs of this game for the Halos. 2 RBI single for Olsen, and it is 6-2 Athletics still.
Now batting, number 35, Finley Hoover.
So first pitch of the game for Whiteman is blasted out to left field in front of Mikey Ramirez, and a 2 RBI single for Olsen. First pitch to the new batter Hoover is a ball, 1-0 to him. Whiteman checking on the runner a few times at second, comes home, gets a swing and a miss on the high pitch. One is the count. 1-2 is the count now, as that one is fouled back. Pitch misses high. Count is even 2-2. Two pitch to Hoover on the way. He swings. It's a jam shot to Casares. Flips it over to George Smith. George Smith over to first base. That is the fourth double play of this game for the Athletics. Fantastic work to get out of that. The Halos do scratch across 2 runs in that inning with a 2 RBI single from Olson, but the damage is limited with a 4-6-3 double play. And it is now 6-2 heading to the bottom of the 7th. All right, bottom of the 7th, A's up to bat, and we're leading off with the cleanup hitter, Luke Navad. First pitch to him, swung on and missed on a pitch that was low in the zone. Strike 1. Taking a look at Luke's day, he has a walk ground out to third and has struck out. Swings through that one. Looked like he really tried to give that one a rip, but came up empty. 0-2 now. And he smokes one down the left field line. Base hit, drops in front of first baseman. It goes past him. It's rolling to the wall, and Navad has 2 easily. So nice piece of hitting with 0-2 count to Navad. He gets second base on that. I do believe that's going to be a single with advancing to second on an error. Either way, base knock for him. And the A's are looking to bounce back from giving up 2 runs here and expand that lead once again. The new batter is Parker Cristall. He takes ball 1. 2 RBI triple walk, and well, I neglected to write down what he did in the 5th inning, but either way, solid day for him. And that pitch is bounced in the dirt. Nice pick by the catcher, though. 2-0 is the count to him. He takes a strike call on the low and outside pitch. That looked like that certainly could have been a ball, but it's called a strike. Either way, 2-1 is the count now. Taking a look back at Nevada at second, doesn't do anything. Strike is called there. 2-2 now is the count. All right, 2-2 pitch to Parker, bounces in the dirt outside. Count is now full to him. Payoff pitch on the way to him. He blasts it to shortstop. Shortstop cannot get it. That's a base hit. Here comes Nevada to score. And there you have it, folks. Another knock for Cristall, another RBI for him, and it is now 7-2 Athletics.
Now batting, number 13, Mikey Ramirez.
All right, no outs now, and Parker is sitting at first base. Just cast in a run with that base knock into left field. And Mikey Ramirez is now the batter. And holy smokes, Cristall took off quick, and he was at second base in a flash. No throw. That is a stolen base for him. Pitch in there to Ramirez for a strike. As we take a look at Mikey's day, first inning he had himself an RBI single. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, and he has grounded out to 3rd. Next pitch in there called strike 2, Mikey. And Mikey grounds that one over to the 3rd baseman. Looks Parker over back to second base, but he decides better of it, throws over to first base, and Mikey Ramirez is just out at first base.
Now batting, number 29, Shaheen.
That is a ground out to the 3rd baseman. Second one of the day for Mikey Ramirez. Parker stays at second base, and catcher Luke Shaheen is now up to the plate. And he gets drilled. He wears it. And just one pitch, hit by pitch, and he is off to first base. So runners now at first and second for the Athletics with one out.
Now batting, number 8, Gabe Casares.
And second baseman Gabe Casares now digging in. Two hits for him on the day, a single and a double. Correction, I do believe that single I have written down was ruled as an error. Either way, he does have a hit today. Takes that first pitch for a strike. And Gabe hits one into third base foul side, foul ball. 0-2 quickly is the count to him now. And Parker's on the way to third as Gabe Casares hits it into left field. That's going to be caught. Parker has to get back to second base quick. He is in there just in time. Boy, that was a really close play. For folks that may not be too familiar with baseball rules, the throw just had to get to the bag. No tag was needed there. But thankfully Parker is in there just safe. So still runners at first and second, but now with 2 outs. We now go to Julian Rodriguez, the 9-hitter in this lineup. He is 0 for 3 for today. Certainly hoping to change that and expand this lead for the A's here in the bottom of the 7th. And he hits that over to the shortstop, who flips it over to second base. That is an out, and that is the end of the bottom of the 7th. But the A's scratch back 1 run after giving up 2 in the 7th inning, so that makes the score 7-2 as we head to the top of the 8th. All right, first pitch from Whitehead in the top of the 8th is taken for a ball. And second pitch is jam shot, fouled back to the screen, 1-1. Batter is first baseman Rodante, who does have a base hit and a walk. Third pitch of his at-bat is taken high and outside for a ball, 2-1. The ball in there, 3-1 is the count to Rodante as Whitehead comes home and delivers. Looked like might have been a 2-seamer that missed outside. Either way, that is a leadoff walk for Rodante. His second leadoff walk, as a matter of fact, of this ball game. So Halo's not quite going away here. Pinch hitter here for the Halos as he swings and misses through that one for strike 1. Whitehead taking a look over at first. He comes home, misses outside, 1-1. Pinch hitter for the Halos is DeValley. Third pitch to him, fouled back behind on the screen. 1-2, the count now to him. And Whitehead misses outside once again. 2-2, the count now to DeValley. Curveball catches the outside of the zone, rings him up looking. Nice pitch there from Whitehead to get the crooked K. DeValley is sat down, and now we go to another pitch hitter. It should have been DeLuca, but it is going to be Nielsen now. First pitch to him on the outside corner is called strike. Pitch in the dirt, nice block by Shaheen. Rodante is not going on that one and stays at first base. So 1-1 is the count now to Nielsen. Looks over at the runner, comes home, challenges him down the middle, gets a swing and a miss. 1-2 now. Loud contact but foul as he was late on that one, goes into the first base side stands. We'll do it again on 1-2. 1-2 pitch on the way is hammered out to left center field. Looks like Luke Ree has got it. Yes, he does. Throws it in there quickly. Rodante retreats back to first base. So a long out there for Nielsen as he flies out to Ree. 2 down in the inning. Runner still at first base. And we rotate to the top of the lineup. And it is Dash Lopez for the Halos. First pitch in and low, ball 1. Lopez's day was a pop out to first base, single, and a strikeout. Shaheen does a good job blocking that one. Does trickle a little bit behind him, but not nearly enough for Rodante to think about heading for second. And that one is hit out to right field. Loud contact, but it looks like Julian Rodriguez is under it. Indeed, he is, and that is the end of this top half of the 8th inning. So Rodante gets a leadoff walk, but nothing comes of it as the A's record 3 straight outs right after that and keep this lead at 5. So rotating to potentially the last at-bats for the A's in the bottom of the 8th. It is 7-2. right, first pitch of the bottom of the 8th is ball 1 to George Smith, who is the leadoff batter in this lineup, but interestingly enough has actually led off 3 innings today. 2-0 quickly the count to George, who's had a productive day at the plate. A couple of ground outs, but also the first home run of the season for the Athletics, and also walked. Stole a base and has scored a run. As he fouls this one back behind, but not only talking about George Smith at the plate, holy smokes, him and Gabe Casares in the middle infield have been going ham today. They have combined for 3 out of the 4 double plays turned by the Fresno Athletics infield. As the 2-1 pitch is taken outside, that is 3-1 now to George. The 3-1 pitch on the way is a called strike, so now the count will go full. George swings and misses through that one. That will be strike 3. Strikeout for him, swinging. So that'll bring up the 2-hole hitter. That is Luke Ree. Ree is 0 for 3 today, but has walked. First pitch to him is hit out in the right center gap. Center fielder's running on it, calls it off. He has the catch. Good play by him. Had to sprint over for that right off the crack of the bat. Makes a good play on it, and that is Luke Ree retired. So quickly with 2 outs now, we go down to Ethan Wood, who has had himself another good day at the plate. Double and a single for him. He has scored twice and has himself a sacrifice ground out, as he takes ball 1 here low in the dirt. Second pitch to him is waved on and missed by Wood. 1-1 the count to him now. One pitch on the way in the dirt once again. That is 2 balls, 1 strike now. Takes another ball in the dirt. 3-1. Good hitter count for him. Threw on pitch to him, tries to lay off. What's the call? They go to first. The call is yes, which is rather interesting. Not going to say the umpire's wrong or not, but usually we'd like to appeal to third base for that one with the lefty up. But either way, call the swing, full count here to Ethan Wood. As he takes high and outside for ball 4 and will get on base. I've heard ball never lies for basketball. Perhaps that was an instance of it in baseball there. Either way, Wood is at first with 2 outs here, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Luke Navad. First pitch to Navad is a curveball that breaks in the dirt, gets under the catcher's legs. Ethan Wood is going to have second base quite easily. Pitcher gets back on the rubber. Luke, waiting for him, gets ready in his stance. Pitcher on the way with 1-0. It's down the pipe, going towards the shortstop. Looks off Wood, throw over to first. That is the third out of this inning with a ground out to the shortstop. So no runs there on a walk from Ethan Wood. So the A's will be going to the top of the ninth inning, looking to close out this game 3 outs away with a 5-run advantage. All right, Athletics here in the top of the ninth, 3 outs away from a series opening victory against the Halos, as Whiteman's pitch misses for ball 1 to start this leadoff batter's at bat. Batter is Krasinski for the California Halos, as he is quickly in a 2-0 count here. Whiteman comes back with strike 1 of this at bat. 2-1 is now the count. And Whiteman spikes one in front of Shaheen, gets back to the backstop. That'll be 3-1 now for Krasinski. And wowzers, that ball got away from Whiteman, went behind the batter's head. Either way, that's a leadoff walk for him. Well, thankfully that one stayed away from Kaczynski's head, but that'll be a leadoff walk for him. And coming up now for the Halos is Reed. As Whiteman misses low, that is ball 1 here early to Reed. And looks like we do have a little bit of action going on in the A's bullpen. Just a little bit of warm-up toss at the moment. Doesn't look to be warming up with any pitches quite yet. Trying to look down to see who that is. That might be Parker Cristall, but I'm not too sure. I get the confirmation from the bullpen boys right behind me. It sure enough is Parker Cristall, who has had himself a sweet day at the dish. And we might just end up seeing him closing things out here for the A's. Runner is going for second base. Shaheen throws down. That throw is not in time. And late tag to see if he come off the bag. No go. He is safe in at second base. So stolen base there for Krasinski in a now 2-1 count to Reed. Pitch on the way from Whiteman is down the pipe, blasted towards Ethan Wood. Nice pick from him, and he will run over to the bag with it to secure the first out of this inning. Krasinski does advance over to third base, so he will be 90 feet away for cashing in a run here for the Halos. First pitch to the new batter, Brandel is fouled back 0-1. One from Whiteman on the way is a off-speed pitch that curves into the zone and is fouled back out of play. So 0-2 count. 0-2 now the count to Randall. And here comes the pitch. It misses upstairs. 1-2. One, two on the way. He catches the low and inside corner, rings up Brandel looking, and now there is 2 outs, 1 out away for an A's victory. First pitch to Olsen, spiked in the dirt. That is ball 1. Thank you, good sir. One-0 to him. Good block by Shaheen to keep the runner at third base. 2-0 count now to Olsen. Alright, looks like Parker Cristall is done with his warm-up here, walking down towards the first base side, but with 1 out the way, looking like Whiteman might be able to get the job done here. As he gets a swing and a foul ball here back towards the screen. 2-1 now to count. Pitch on the way, misses, low, maybe inside, maybe low and inside. Either way, 3-1 is the count. Gets a nice swing and a miss there with a pitch on the outside corner and fills up the count 3-2. Whiteman shaking his head no quite a lot here. Finally agrees on a pitch that he'd like to throw. Gets set. Fires to home plate, and this ball is skied out to right field. Rodriguez is on the run. He secures the catch, and that is the ball game here. Fresno A's win the series opener against the Halos 7-2. So for the A's, 7 runs on 9 hits, no errors. As for the Halos, 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 errors. And that is still an undefeated record for your Fresno A's to start the year. For those that may have been watching that doubleheader against VSA on Saturday, that second game that we played did not count as an official game, so it does not go into the scoring book as a loss. It is 4-0 for your Fresno Athletics, undefeated here to start out this series against the Halos. Vibes are good here at Chachansey Park. of course, after this great start to the season, A's are clicking and vibing. Today, great all-around performance for the A's, both on offense and defense, scoring in 7 runs. Obviously, good work there, but defensively, fantastic work from the middle infield. 3 out of the 4 double plays were thanks to George Smith, Gabe Casares. We'll be speaking to them right after this broadcast. And also Parker Cristall, 3 for 3 at the plate, 2 singles, a triple, and 3 RBIs. Great work from him. And the A's all around, of course. So that is your ball game today. We will be back tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday against the Halos, continuing this series. Each game is at 9 o'clock, so be sure to tune in a little bit before that. It is my goal to have this broadcast up and running 10 to 15 minutes before the first pitch. Thank you very much to everybody who joined us today for this broadcast as the A's win 7-2.